In today's interest rate markets, let's take a look at the two-year note futures as they're trading lower today. Two-year note futures trading lower and making new lows for that March contract. You have to go back to August to see the March contract trading at these levels. But from a front month standpoint, we're certainly trading down towards the low end of the range here for the last couple of months when you look at the price action. Now, driving factors today, U.S. data appears to be the primary driver, particularly impacting the short end of the curve, as we did get the GDP data, which was in line with expectations, but that's elevated relative to the expectations just a month or so ago. So pretty strong GDP data. Now the PCE data, the Fed's preferred measure of inflation, in line with expectations, but from a month-over-month standpoint, actually ticking a tenth of a point higher and still holding well above that 2% target. So that appears to be impacting the sentiment in the market and the potential impact on the Fed announcement, which I believe comes in about a week or so, as to how they might dictate policy moving forward. And we're seeing it again impacting the front end of the curve with prices moving lower, yields moving higher. Now looking at that two-year yield, it is up 2 basis points today to 362 basis points. That is the highest level going back really over the last couple of months. We are basically taking out the recent highs that we experienced in the beginning of December and trading at the top end of the range here for the last 5 months when you look at the yields relative to the price. So continue to selling pressure on the short end of the curve. Now also I want to point out today we are seeing a little bit of a flattening of the curve today as that 2-year, 10-year narrows to 63 basis points. Looking at the yields, the back end of the curve actually is seeing a little bit of buying pressure today. The 20s and 30s are lower in yield, higher in price. The 10-year unchanged on the day. And as you move towards the front end of the curve from the 2s out to the 7s, we're seeing some selling pressure, moving yields higher. And in the case of the 2-year, we're seeing yields up about 2 basis points here and moving to the top end of the 3-month range.